Right, so actually I want to say a little bit to start with. What is this thing of somatic yoga? Out of the many possibilities that and the many names that are around, maybe you are exposed to a new one. The word somatics come from soma, and soma means the body. And in the last probably 20, 30 years, lots of different practices have been developed in the West that are aimed at growing and cultivating the awareness of the body, consciousness of the body, body in relation to our minds, in relation to our hearts, in relation to how we move, how we operate in life, but that they are very much body-based. This means always referring to the soma, referring to the body, because this is really our vehicle for this life. In many cultures, it's called a temple. So this is really what allows us to have this human experience. So we need to tend it, we need to care for it, and we need to listen to it in a different way that we would listen to other things or in other ways. So by saying somatic, what I'm actually trying to say is that it is important how we relate to it. It's not just a question of putting our body in positions and holding these positions for a while until the teacher asks you to do the next, but yeah, feeling your way in the positions, checking them out for you. In that sense, it becomes a more meditative practice, because you are always referring to your body experience, the experience of being in this body and having breath and having a connection to the earth. So these are three fundamental points. There is breath, there is the earth, and there is something that happens when the body and the breath and the earth come together. Something inside. Something gets activated and engaged. Good. So, yeah, having just put a little bit of frame around that, let's just start by taking a sitting position where you are comfortable, and which can be cross-legged or any other. And just close your eyes, have your hands on your knees, or again, wherever is comfortable. And since I was giving this introduction about soma being body and somatic being of the body, just feel your body. And you have direct contact with your body through your hands. The hands resting on your knees. And there is already there a lot of sensation possibly. Perhaps a warmth. And perhaps that warmth can also elicit even a certain mood or emotion. Perhaps a sense of comfort. And there is the environment around you in your own private space at home. And of course, there is a relationship between this body and the space that you inhabit. And there is the earth underneath, so you can feel under your feet or under your sit bones. And that's the earth we walk upon. That's what holds us. And there is a force of gravity that pulls us and keeps us connected to the earth. We don't fly up into space. And there is breath. There is the expansion and release. And the breath creates different sensations also. different pressures in the diaphragm, in the abdomen. So this is really an experience of your body that is constantly happening. We are just now turning our attention to it. And so in this session, we are turning attention to this, to the body and the sensations that pass through it, and also include movement. So you can gently open the eyes and start by rolling your shoulders. Rolling the shoulders back and let the head a little bit move side to side. So rolling the shoulders in a way to want to release some of the perhaps inevitably we hold always some tensions, even just from having to carry the head, having to carry the brain with its activity. Great. So let's just go into one of the shoulders, rolling and taking the arm up and bending the elbow and going back. So just some easy rotations. Observing your range of movement, and especially if you have a particular condition, or just never forcing, just checking. If I cannot go there, I go here. Yeah. If I cannot go this far, I come further forward. And also this other movement, more lateral, almost as if you are waving something in front of you. The other arm is just resting. So use as if you were gonna push something who is here in front of you, a nice little bit medium heavy cloud, and then brush the hand close to your chest. So something that happens automatically when we move the arms, we start to energize the heart. And then let's go with the other arm. First movement, so going backwards. Checking the elbow, how it moves. Releasing the mouth and the jaw. And then bringing it across. Bringing it across, creating, as you can see, maybe you see me swaying a little bit my torso, so I don't just stay fixed. Yeah, just like move, because I want to create movement also in my torso, my spine. And then come back to the center. And just pause for a moment and just notice what is the energy, the feeling in the arms after these simple movements. Even the heartbeat, maybe it just goes just a tiny bit faster, activated from the rest time we were perhaps having before. And let's put the hand on the side and take this arm in front of you and you stretch, creating some lateral movement. So last week, I remember we were also doing this movement and I was asking you to find some possibility of rotation, undulation. So this is always welcome. You know, every day we should have that at least for 20 minutes, that capacity to move. And then going to the other side, bringing the arm in front of you, and extending the side body, and then creating some kind of rotation, articulation. All right, and then come down. You can keep these legs cross legs. Or you can stretch the legs out if that becomes a bit tiring. So two options. I'm going to continue a little bit with the hands. So we are gonna open the hands out. And when you inhale, you're gonna close the fists tight. And when you exhale, you release. We do this for 10 times. 4, 5. Really close the fist and then open. Big open. 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, let's do one more. And this one that you really close the fist, also a little bit like you push into your shoulders. So here gets a little shorter. And then you release also here when you exhale. And you can exhale out through the mouth. Let's do this once more. As if we were sending something out through the hands. Okay, let's continue with the arms. Let's move now into the wrist. Rotations of the wrist. As you do this, you can modulate where your arms are. If you start to feel tension in the neck, you lower them. So at least 10 rollings in one direction, and then 10 rollings in the other direction. So if you are sitting, feel your sit bones, use them to sit on the ground. Okay, and then let go. So that already does a little bit of work on your arms. Put the hands towards your elbows and make small circles there with your elbows. And we're also aiming for 10 rounds. Sometimes the smaller the circle is, actually more meticulous the work is on the joints. If it's bigger, it's a bit more muscular. So you can experiment and go a little bit smaller and then bigger. And then change the direction. Try to keep this part of the neck and jaw release. Okay, and then let go. And just feel through the arms. How again the heart gets more activated. And then we continue with the arms. Still change your leg position if you need. And now we'll do this simple movement. So everything is very simple so far. Bringing the fingertips towards the shoulders. Again, I can do this for 10 times. And as I do, I check my neck, my throat, no tension there. Every now and then I can exhale and sigh. Make sure I'm not holding. I'm sorry if I do more, I lose the count as I'm talking. Okay, and then let go, rest the arms. Feel this space here, I'm back, yeah? Not because we cannot see it doesn't exist. Breath moves in all directions, front, sides, also back. Okay, let's go for one more. This time they go cross-like and then fingertips to the shoulders. And every now and then when you need to make sure about jaw and neck. And release. Feeling through the arms. And then that's the clasp the thumbs. Like a little bit pulling them apart. and going up. Yeah, a little bit pulling apart. They don't need to go all the way up. I could stay there. And I keep this action. And I move my neck to one side and the other. Try to release the jaw. And I can put the hands together. And this time I make another hand position, like a, yeah, index finger pointing up, the other fingers interlaced. Just index finger pointing up. And this is like pointing to the sky, to your favorite star. So you are drawing upwards in this direction. Yes? So almost as if the spine, your spine, wanted to rise up, and the index fingers are pointing the way. But at the other end, you have your pelvis, you're sitting on your buttocks, and this is earthly, yeah, earthing on the ground. So you can't go up. But there is a sense of going up. And you can open a few times the mouth. And then start to release, a gradual release, bending the elbows like the arms were floating. Yeah, like floating arms in the space. Keep a moment longer, this floaty feeling. Floaty feeling of the arms. Very classic yoga teachers would never do this. But I'm also looking at sensation and connection, yeah? So, and then eventually the arms can come down. And let the chin come towards your chest. And feel the back of your neck. Don't overdo, just gently look down. So you can feel the back of your neck. And coming back to the center. Inhale, exhale, and you turn to one side. With all this activity in the arms, now we bring some activity to the upper spine, the thoracic spine. One hand goes onto the front knee, the other hand goes behind. And come back to the center. In the center, we inhale. As you turn, you can exhale. And then come back to the center. Great. And then we'll come into the knees. And I don't know how this would be for Eileen. Had to come and check the name because of the knee, but we'll see. As you see, I've made some padding for my knees. So we are actually on the knees, like so. So do sideways so you can see. So it's like half standing. And taking the arms up and reaching up. And so immediately we get some extension in the front thighs because we are not standing on the feet, but on the knees. So you can lift up. You can even look up, reach up with your fingers, and then exhale, release. And you can, as if you were going to sit back on your heels, but then you go back to stand. So you just go a little bit halfway down to work on your thighs, and you go up. And halfway down, and then you go up. A few times. When you are here, you engage your center. In the halfway, you need to have a strong action here. And then coming back to the center. Going as if you were sitting, and then coming back to the center. Okay, now take one leg to the side. So the foot is on the floor. As you see, I have to make more padding for my knee. And take the arms up. And the foot here that is on the floor is pressing on the ground. And the knee also pressing. And I want to find some movement up. Yeah, so I can use the inhalation to find this movement. The movement that is a bit like waking up, finding a space. Each time I want to find a space, I press with the feet on the ground. With the knee and with the foot, so I can find a space. Great. And then extend his leg a little bit more. So the heel is on the ground. And on the bent knee side, you take the arm up and start to lengthen the side body. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. You will feel it also. I would like you to feel it here between ribs and pelvis. The other hand can rest on the knee and start to come towards the side. But then release. So we go a few times, a bit like a wave. Going, coming back. Going, coming back. And letting this arm be easy and wave-like. If it helps, you bend the knee a little bit. Yes, of this other leg. The foot on the floor leg. Okay, if you want, you can bend this leg a little bit. So you can have this movement like. Yes, great. So each time we are mobilizing, getting a little bit longer, and then coming back to the center. You can put the hands on the floor to make the transition to the other leg. Okay, so we take same arm as the knees on the floor, and there you lengthen. Okay, then I'm going to stretch a bit more the other leg, so the toes are pointing up, and the heel is pressing. Yeah, and let's just from the start keep it a little bit bent, because I'm going to go to the side, but I'm not going to. I want to find some movement. Lateral extension with rhythm. So we don't get rigid as we do it. And breath. Lateral extension. This makes you keep working on the legs. The being in this flow. Great. And then coming back to the center and bringing the knees, both knees on the floor, and into the hands and knees. And here some spine articulations. You can roll and bring the belly button in and inhale to open. Exhale, inhale. And since I have this sense of flow now from the previous position, so I can just go and here find some fluidity in the movement of the spine. And the spine goes all the way from the sacrum to the very top of the neck. Great. And Yes, what? Now you push with the toes on the floor and go a few times back. Yeah, the knees stay on the floor. Yeah, we want to check how is our body, what capacity is having. So you go back and forward. You press with the toes. Checking the response of your arms. And keep the toes active. And then next time you are ready, you can push more with the toes and lift the knees up so you can come into a not full dog down, but some kind of dog down. And here, keep checking your joints. Are they ready? So at the moment, I'm not interested in doing what you know as this position, but just checking the state of the body. So I go a little bit backwards and forwards, check the feet, check the hands. And sometimes this is even more work than the actual position. Come back down, knees on the floor. If possible, you can sit for a moment, just like to rest. But you can also sit cross-legged. So now when you start to come into this wave, it's quite hypnotic. It's like, whoa, I know everywhere there is this. Yeah, this happens because there is breath and there is connection with the earth. So let's go again. Push with the toes and go up. This time we'll stay. We don't go like backwards and forwards. We stay in it. And we press with the hands and we press with the toes. And press, press, press with the hands. So forget about what you've been told before about this pose. Just for now, press with the hands and press with the toes. And let the rest happen. And breathe, of course. Always breathe in. And bend more your knees and get the abdomen close to your thighs. Almost this is a bit like a crouching tiger. Like you were going to be ready to jump forward. You can even look forward a little bit towards the front of your mat and bounce a few times. Feel the readiness of your legs and also how they might get a bit tired. And then resting child's pose. So get the knees down onto the ground and the forehead and the arms close to your head. And rest the arms. And rest the head. And check the jaw and the mouth. And come up. And then we'll do again with a little challenge on this position. So if you are not ready for the challenge, which is going to be taking a foot up, and stay with the 4 points on the ground. So from here, if you haven't done it yet, you can have a quick look to me. I'm going to take the leg there. So I'm in 3 points of contact. But I want to be able to adjust. Yeah? So you take the leg as you feel like, a little bit off the ground or further up, so that leg is parallel. Now, is the right hand pressing in the same way as the left? Do you feel you have same contact? Is there any tension in your neck? Okay, bring the foot down, take the other foot up. And checking the same. So we want same pressure in the hands. No tension in the neck or the jaw. And then come down and Go back to sitting on your heels, hands resting on the thighs, and just have a quiet moment there. Feeling the activity that the position brings to the body and the breath. How all the different asanas are changing our breath. Somehow the breath changes. And let's go and do a simple twist from here again. So exhale and turn. So you just turn to the side. Come back to the center. Inhale, exhale, turn to the other side. And coming back to the center, hands on the floor. And we're gonna take this leg back. I'm stretching the foot, the back of the leg. For now, I'm keeping the toes on the ground. And I watch that I don't want to collapse here in the upper body. Yeah. I don't want to hang the head forward. I want to stay with the chest off the ground and long neck. Okay. And let's take this leg a little higher. The back leg a little higher. So just the heel would come to be in line with your buttock. And the toes are pointing down. Great. And then bring the foot down. Bring the knee down. And take the other leg up. First is stretching, so you will feel it in the calf muscles. And then taking it higher. And so the core around your belly needs to get activated to support the whole body in this position. And then take the leg down. And now perhaps you need to have a look to what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep one knee on the ground and the other I'm going to, because I want to come to face you. Yeah? You see? Okay, so this foot you can place it differently. Little bit forward, back, so that you have a stability. And then this arm comes up. And you feel the arm here is really supporting your torso, and the arm going up towards the ceiling is giving you more freedom and space. And then bring this arm down and change that. So now you can see me from the back. What I'm doing, I am arranging my feet wherever it feels good to do it. I'm arranging the legs. What is important is some extension here in the hip and the arm getting stronger, and the arm that is the support connecting with the arm that is rising up. Chest open. And I could even extend the arm behind and feel a whole side body stretch. Okay, coming down into the hands and knees. Bring the right knee in towards your head and the head towards the knee. Hold it there, keep the arms strong, and then go back and open the chest. Foot on the floor. And then again, bring it in. Hold it there, activate the core, the muscles in the center of the abdomen, and then take it back. Open the chest. And knee to the floor. Change sides. Bring the knee in, left knee towards the head. Take it back. Bring it in. Take it back. Both knees to the floor. And let's go back to the previous, to this different arrangement. So now you're a bit more familiar with it. It's a good preparations for challenging positions for the arms, yeah, because you develop a good arrangement of arm in the shoulder joint. And take the arm up. And now this time we challenge it a little bit by taking the foot up. You can bend the knee, so you are there in a kind of balance. Use your core for this balance. Okay, and then release. Bring both knees to the floor. And then change to the other side. And I take the foot a little bit up or more up as I want. Check for your balance. Activate the core. And then come down to the floor. Press with the hands, press with the toes, and push into top down. I want you to feel the hands on the floor, as if you were making the print, you know, when you get paint, and make the print of your hand on the floor. So make a good print, the deep print of your hands on the floor. And as you keep making the print, feel the sides of your body, the armpits, the side of the chest, all the way to the side of the hips, and keep making the print of your hands deep into the ground. Keep printing. Try to get your hands down into the earth. And then come into hands and knees. Okay, so let's see now we, from the hands and knee position, in an easy way, we take one leg forward. And we can put the hands either side of this front foot and start to lean back. Yeah, so instead of being here, I'm going back towards my back foot, change the position of the hands, and I want to get some stretch in this front leg. So I can control how far I go, breathing, and then go forward. Now I can bring the hands on the inner side of the foot. Yeah. And I go forward, see where I can go. Pressing with the front foot, feeling the back toes on the floor, and going up halfway. Keep this time, keep the foot on the floor, yes. But try to go back with your sit bones towards your hip. So you get a stretch in the front of the foot. And then go forward again. Neither going too far, not too little. But checking what is the response there of your hip bones. Make little adjustments, little movements, and going back into the hands and knees. Now, we'll take the other leg forward. And I normally take it in the easiest way. The front foot, you lift it up, so you're on the heel, and you reach back. The back foot, you can either be on your toes, or you can have the top of the foot on the floor. You check for yourself what works better for the back foot. Release the head, release the jaw, the back of the leg lengthening, then come forward. Hands on the inner side of the leg, and going forward, going backward here. Always checking this arrangement, head with torso, how are they connecting? Okay, go back once more, but this time keep the foot flat on the floor. The front foot, keep it flat so we stretch the top of the foot. come back to the front one more time. And a little bit of movement in that position, so we don't stay fixed. Always nice to find this wave-like movement, this oscillation of the spine. And then coming back down. And one more time we go into drop down, pressing with the hands, pressing with the toes, with the ball of the feet. And this time really wanting to make the print of your toes on the ground, the print of the ball of the foot. You really, really want to make a good print and keep printing. Keep printing the feet on the ground and see what happens with your legs. What's the response of the legs? And then let's also make the print of the hands. Make a good print with your hands. As much as you can, make the print of the hands and the feet at the same time. And then bend one knee and straighten the other. And get some oscillations through your back and change. Bend one knee, straighten the other. And again. So get some movement through your spine. Head looking to one side, then looking to the other. And then come into the child pose. Arms resting forward, head on the floor. Breathing and releasing the neck. Going to the right side of the forehead, as if you're wanting to rest on the right side of the head. And then nicely rolling on the forehead to go to the other side. So we create some nice movement of the neck. Relax the mouth as you do this. And then push with the hands to come up from the floor. Stay there a moment longer with the hands close to your knees and pushing into the ground and undulation of the spine. And breath. Undulation and breath. Great. And come back to a sitting position. A bit like at the beginning, where we could feel the contact of the hands to the knees and come to the attention into our body. So far we've maintained this attention to the body for quite some time now. And this in itself is very resting for the mind. For the thinking mind. So take a moment there and interlock your fingers. So in some teachings in yoga, they said that this interlacing of the fingers is an attitude of bringing right side and left side of the brain together. So they don't operate separately, but there is a cohesion, there is a support on how one side can help the other. So there is no day without night. There is no sun without moon. They are separate and yet they continue to work together and to merge. So just a little image of you sitting there. You may imagine the central axis of your spine, and you have a right side of your body and a left side of the body. They are energetically also very different. And one side has some problems, some injuries, some pains, and the other doesn't, or the opposite. But they form a whole together, a unit. And then you can separate the hands and working at this idea of the merging, of the bringing balance of on the two sides, we'll do alternate nostril breathing. So I can explain to you briefly. So basically what we do is we inhale from one, and so we just do inhale, exhale from one, and then we change, rather than the two at the same time. So what do? We put the hands in this way, the index finger and heart finger on the forehead, and the other fingers by the side of the nose. This hand can just nicely rest. The head goes forward a little bit in the sense of surrender and tranquility. And I'm breathing. I'm still breathing through both nostrils. Now take a deeper breath in through both. Exhale. I start again. Take a deeper breath in through both. Then close the left. Exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Close it. Exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Close it. And exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Close it. Exhale through the left. And now continue for a few more rounds. Continue keeping this attention on the breath. Make a little check of your back, of the neck, so you are not holding tension. We are wanting to balance the sides of the brain. And then after an exhalation, you can release the hand and bring it onto your knee. And then now notice your breath. See if you can notice the flow of your breath in your nose. And see if you can notice if there is one stronger than the other. It's stronger because it's more open, or because sensation is more clear. And notice the eyes. And you can notice what are the sensations in the right eye and in the left. Are there different sensations? And notice the ears also, right ear and left ear. Are there different sensations? Is the sound being received the same way by one ear and the other? And notice the right side of your jaw and the left side of the jaw. And again, just notice if it's the same kind of sensation. And then with your attention, go somewhere in between all these points, somewhere in the center of the brain. As if our sensing, our attention could perceive, could find this center point in the brain. And you are just breathing and trying to sense, to find that center point. Somewhere in the center of the brain, behind the eyes, behind the nose, in between the ears. And then notice what's happening with the back of your neck, with your shoulders. Drop any tensions in your shoulders and in the back of your neck. And take a good breath in, expanding the lungs and the abdomen, and a good breath out. And then you gently open the eyes and don't go to find any shapes or forms with your eyes, but just receive it as color around you. So everything is color. So this is a beautiful way of using the eyes to remain more connected with the inner experience of being in the body. And also the beautiful thing is that the breath remains very present and very spacious. So then again, close your eyes. And let's just lean forward with the hands in front of you for just the last position before Shavasana. You can give yourself support by placing the forearms on the ground or the hands. And have a good breath in and out. And again, you can also bring some movement there of the torso. And come up and prepare to lie back for Shavasana. You may want to have a blanket or a cushion under your head. Arms by the side. And just completely resting there. Totally resting on the ground. And we stay on this connection with the body through the sensations. Let's bring attention to the mouth And let the tongue rest down, aware of the space of the mouth. And the teeth. Noticing the back teeth. Are they together? Up and down teeth? And soft skin around the throat. And soft skin on the back of the neck. And feel the air passing down the throat and is gently brushing the back of the throat. Especially as you breathe in, you can clearly feel this air moving into the lungs. But also as you move out, as it moves out, see if you can combine, actually, see if you can feel the heaviness of your body, the sense of weight through your bones, through the head on the ground, like being drawn, magnetized by the earth. Get in touch with that sensation of weight, of a weight that is resting. A weight that is resting on the earth. And then let's see if you can bring a sense of lightness or connect with the sense of lightness of the body. Perhaps feel the skin in the arms or in the face and connect with this quality of lightness. And then let that sensation spread throughout. So the skin can really help you to connect with that quality, because the subtlety of sensation it can receive, it can perceive. And then let's see if you can bring these two different qualities there. See if you can feel the lightness and at the same time a heaviness. So both these qualities are living together in the same body at the same time. And then let that go. And just rest with whatever is with you just now. Stay present to the breath. And gradually starting to end the practice. So take a deeper breath in, some movement back to your hands and feet. So when you're ready, you can come up.